Hi, so this video is going to talk you through how you can apply for this year's Care Leaver Internship. So to start off with, we're going to click on that Apply Now button at the bottom of this page, and that's going to load up the separate adverts for you. Now, when these adverts come up, you've got your choice between the Executive Officer or the Administrative Officer, and back on that home page, it talks through the difference between the two, but it also does in the adverts as well. So we're going to pick one of these. The application process is the same for both of them. Make sure and have a good look through the advert that you've had a look at all the information, had a look at our videos, and as well at the end of the page there is a candidate pack here for you to have a look at. And once you're ready to start that application process, we can click on Apply Now. Now, to start off with, we're going to have to create an account to submit our application online. So we can start on that Create an Account. So on this page, you're going to be asked to insert your details. So we'll start off with our name and surname and our email address. And we're going to create a password, making sure we follow those instructions as to what we can use for our password. And if you're a civil servant, clicking yes. If you're not a civil servant, clicking no, and that you agree to these terms and conditions. By all means, have a look through those, make sure that you're comfortable with all those terms and conditions, and it will then create you up an account. So it's now brought us up with this continue with your application button here, so we can click on that. It'll load up our application form. Now the application form is broken down into two different sections. The first section here is about some of your personal information, which we'll go through page by page. And then once you've done that, it will invite you to complete section 2, which will ask you to provide that personal statement for 100 words. We'll just go down, we'll hit continue that we've read on that first section. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and fill in our eligibility. So obviously these will vary dependent on yourself. As personal information. Just make sure we fill in all these details for yourself. If you're going to require any assistance throughout the process, this is your opportunity to let us know. So we do run what's called a guaranteed interview scheme. So if you have a disability as defined by the Equality Act 2010, declare this here, and it will help us through the process. But as well, if you have any reasonable adjustments that you feel that you may need through the interview process or selection process, again, this box at the bottom here, you can let us know that information there. So here we've got a diversity section, and here you can just enter your details in as to what you identify as. These we're just going to pop down, prefer not to disclose. Again, obviously you will enter these as your own, and we can click on continue. Once we've done that, we're just going to read through this declaration and the privacy notice as well. You can click on agree and then submit. That is section 1 complete. What this will now do is allow us to continue our application on to stage 2. So what we're going to get here is that 500-word personal statement, asking you to demonstrate the skills as outset in that advert, and they are also outlined here in this paragraph here. And there's a box here for you to enter those 500 words. I'd recommend that you maximize these 500 words. This is your opportunity to tell us about these skills. You can maybe give us examples of where you've done that previously, maybe in school, maybe in a volunteering scenario, maybe in a work environment. Doesn't matter, we're not so worried about where you've done them, but we're interested that you have maybe done that or how you've used those skills in the past. As well, we ask you not to include any personal information that we can identify you through this, because everything is done through what we would call blind sifting. So we don't know your details to ensure that everything's done fairly. So we'll just tick that box, say that we've removed any personal details and continue. Here we can now pick our preference for location. So we can pick up to 3 different locations. So have a look through this list, pick which ones are sort of commutable for you. You can just put in one. If there's maybe another one that is close to you, maybe you can go off and pick one of those as well. That is an easily commutable distance for yourself. Again, once we're complete, we can click on continue. In here, we've got some specific questions about the Care Leavers Internship scheme itself. So to be eligible for the scheme, you must have been in receipt of a support care package when you left care. So we'll just ask you to declare and confirm that in here. We also ask you to confirm that you'll be aged between 18 and 30 on the 1st of October. So again, we'll just ask you to confirm that in here. And at the bottom, we're just asking you if you're already on or have been successful on a civil service Care Leavers internship before. And most likely you won't have been. I will just ask you to continue. Now, once you've done all that, again, we just ask you to read through our declaration here. And once you're happy with all of that, hit agree and submit. And that is your application complete. We will notify you by the 21st of October the outcome of your application, and that does include whether you've been successful to progress through to interview or not, and that will also include feedback on your application as well. If you have been successful at application stage, we will then invite you through to interview, and again you'll receive a separate email about that and how to book online for an interview slot near you.